Apart from my love for makeup, hair, clothes, I have a love for books, which you guys did not know about. So, if you did know, you guys probably saw me do a book review for Colleen Hoover's Verity, which I'll pop up here. If you guys haven't seen that video, go ahead and check it out before you see this one. I wanted to share my love for books with you guys, and recently I have been reading a lot than I should have, or a lot than I normally would have. And now that it's almost been 2 years that I'm out of school, you guys would probably be asking me like, why are you reading? Like, there's no need to be reading ever since you're out of school now. Like, there's no need. Enough of that. If you guys want to see the book review that I have planned for you guys today, just keep on watching. And with that being said, let's get on into the video. So you might have seen by the title of this video that I have a pretty long awaited book review plan for you guys. I asked you guys what I should have read like months ago, and I started this book in, I think it was November 2022, and I have finally finished reading it. I think this has been the longest I've ever taken to read a book. And the reason being is because obviously I am working now, but I have studies that I've been doing in work as well. So besides my studies, I had no time to actually read the book finish. In today's review, the book that we're gonna be reviewing today is the book by Colleen Hoover, and it is called Heartbones. Now, this has been the longest book I've ever taken to read, but it has been a reflective book, if I might say. It really is so pretty, though. The cover kills me all the time. Basically, the genre of the book is more of like hopeless romantic and more towards romance. It includes like substance abuse and stuff, so that's a quick disclaimer if you do read books, or a quick disclaimer for this video. There is substance abuse if you guys want to read the book. It was like a hate to love type of relationship between the main characters of the book. I feel like this book has like some sort of reflective concept behind it because it helps you reflect on life in general. So I would actually rate this book a 7 out of 10. I feel like everything happens so fast. We get the main character and we just throw into her life so fast. Like, we don't have time to actually take in what we're reading. Like, everything happens so fast. There's a climax and it stays there. We don't get time to actually process everything that's happening from the beginning. Quick disclaimer, there is gonna be a spoiler alert in this review, so with that being said, obviously I just want to give my thoughts on the book. I feel like it's very underrated as a Colleen Hoover book. I feel like no one generally talks about this book when reading Colleen Hoover books. I feel like it's not one that's gravitated towards much, but I feel like it's relatable to a lot of people, and that's why I say it has a reflective concept behind it, and it can relate to most people's life, because obviously there's a struggle with substance abuse, there's a struggle with parenting, and a love relationship with parents, and just basically what we face in the world today, where people grow up without parents and some don't have that parental support and stuff like that. And I feel like it also has some sort of relatable concept towards our generation now as well. What we go through, the challenges we face as teenagers and stuff like that. So I feel like there is a very raw kind of emotion behind it. Like, it's very real. There is emotion behind this book, and it's uncut. There is so much to dive into, and like I said, once we start reading the book, in the beginning, the main character, her name is Bea, we're introduced to how she lives, and from there onwards her mom dies, and we're taken into this portal of her now trying to navigate life and how she's gonna basically live after her mom dies. Because her mom has died, she now has to go and live with her dad to save up so that she can actually go to college, because her mom was a drug addict and her mom never cared about her feelings, never cared about her. She was working and in school at the same time, so she had to make up for her studies and school as well as try to get something to eat, because it was really tough for her. Mom never cared about her. She was literally just living under the same roof as her. But if you had to put it in a simple term, it was just a woman that she was living with, a woman that gave birth to her, but she never treated her as her child. Her dad started a new family with a new lady, and she had to now try and get her dad to get her to where he is so that she could live with him, start a new life, get away from everything. and start to build up that money so that she can pay for college fees to go to college. And from there, she meets a guy. They don't really like each other in the first half of the book. I feel like they're more towards like enemies because they're more similar, and she starts getting to know him and she falls in love with him. And there's a few things in this book that just makes me gravitate towards it more, and that's why I'm saying it's very underrated, because not a lot of people read this book. I've never heard or I've never seen too many reviews on this book. I feel like in this book also there's also a lot of reference to our societal standards, where we constantly living up to society's expectations of how we should love, how we should look, how we should eat, how we should, you know, love someone. So there's always a reference as to how relatable this book is to our norm. I feel like that's also one thing that you guys should like take into consideration if you want to read this book, because it does hit deep. Like I was saying, into the storyline, this guy that she meets, his name is Samson, and she falls in love with him because he's not like the rest of the people. He's like her. They feel like they're like outcast in a way, like they feel like no one understands them, they have dark past, like that's how come they built their relationship. He didn't want to get attached and Bea didn't want to get attached as well, and that was really emotional for me because I feel like as people today we get attached to a lot, so that stuck with me. I feel like this book is also a bit PG rated, so if you're like 18 or 16 to 18, you can read this book as well. I don't recommend it to anyone younger than that age. I'm gonna read to you guys this page that literally stuck with me, and also why the book is called Heart Bones. How the book got its title. This is basically a scene where they're gonna kiss for the first time, and Samson says, "This will be my first time with a girl I actually have feelings for." So Bea frowns because the words that he says moves through her so hard, so it has an impact on her. And he's like, "Why did that make you sad?" In her head, she says, "I debate shaking my head to avoid answering that question. But if there's one thing I've learned this summer, is that secrets aren't really as valuable as I used to think they were. I go with honesty. When you say things like that, it makes me dread when we have to say goodbye. I wasn't expecting to end the summer with a broken heart." Samson tilts his head, looking at me with complete candor. "Don't worry, hearts don't have bones. They can't actually break." But then my thoughts are right back to where they were before. If there's nothing inside a heart that can break, why does it feel like mine is going to snap in half when it comes time for me to move next month? Does your heart not feel the same way?" Samson's eyes roll over my face for a moment. "Yeah," he whispers. "It does. Maybe we grew heart bones." And that is how we get the title of the book. There might not always be a happy ending, and that's one thing that really stuck with me during this book review. I honestly feel like this book is very underrated because of all of the emotions that it gives. But I hope that this book review kind of gave you guys like some kind of summary with regards to the book. If you did like this video, definitely give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you do like book reviews, then I'll give you guys a book review. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.